Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel and to my series on the studio albums of Joni Mitchell. Now don't worry anyone, I will be getting to the live albums and whatever eventually, but I just want to do the studio albums first. That's enough, please. She has a huge catalog that's full of amazing albums, so I want to do that first, but then get to Miles of Isles and Shadows of Light eventually. Today, in order of succession, we get to Don Juan's Reckless Daughter, if you can hear it a little bit in the background. It's her most controversial album cover, okay? And at first I was like, look, she's moving forward. Let's just move forward. I do want to acknowledge the fact that this album cover that I have here, which is the original actual album, does have the original controversial situation on it. So I'm just going to show you outright. There's Joni in the middle. There's some person. And there's Art Nouveau, who's Joni's, let's see, Don Juan's Reckless Daughter. Okay. Art Nouveau is Joni's alter ego. Okay? And yes, that is Joni in blackface, which blackface is a terrible thing. However, in this case, and I will, please feel free to comment, and I'm not defending blackface. I'm just letting you know that in Joni's case, I feel like it's more akin to drag than it is to anything trying to be offensive. However, blackface is linked to things that are terribly offensive, which is why in 2024, when she re-released this album, she completely changed the album cover, and rightfully so. Good job, Joni. What she did in 1970, whatever, I'm not going to I just can't. It was a different time, all right? So I'm going to leave it at that and not go any further into the controversy of the album cover, because the album itself, I believe, transcends controversy. Let's move forward, okay? So, the album... Okay, so I consider Don Juan's Reckless Daughter as sort of like Hajira 2. All right? Different sort of concepts and everything like that, but just she was in that same pocket. All right, she could really do no wrong, frankly. She knew she was writing great songs. She had a great band around her. Jocko was still on this album, which is just so fun to listen to, and he's so cool. And like his bass sounds amazing, you know. So this song in particular, it's like Joni, Jocko, and John Guerin. I mean, that's a trio that I really enjoy listening to. Okay, like let's listen. Oh, listen to it. Oh. And honestly, if you got no place special, you just go no place special. I mean, come on. That's what I'm saying. I always refer to, I belong to this thing called the JMDL, the Joni Mitchell Discussion List, which is a group of people that talk about Joni and her music, originally online in a email sort of chat, email, I forgot what it was called, I guess discussion list, dirt format, I guess. Now we're all pretty much friends on Facebook, which I love. Me and the people who I really enjoy there, so shout out to all of them. Funny, I'll be posting this probably on the JMDL Facebook site, so anyway, like to say hi anyway, in case you weren't watching. So we're gonna go to Talk to Me, just because I'm gonna skim through the entire album, just because I want to. Apparently, according to Joni lore, this song is about Bob Dylan, which makes perfect sense because he seems like the type of asshole that would ignore her on purpose. All right, there's that stupid story that I hate of when they were all together. It was like record company people, because Bob Dylan had just joined David Geppen's record company at the time, I guess Asylum, or was it Asylum at the time? Either way, he had just joined, and they listened to his album. Remember, it was probably like, oh, this is the best, it's genius. And then when they played Joni's Court and Spark album, Dylan apparently fell asleep. Now, I know men. His ego fell asleep, so he pretended to fall asleep because he just knew that her shit was better and didn't know what to do, so he pretended to be bored with it and to fall asleep. I always hated that. And then couple that with this song "Talk to Me," which is pretty much about like her wanting to be friends with him, and him not really giving her that space. And they're on tour together. They're like she joins it. He liked her enough. He respected her enough as a musician for sure. But this song is pretty much about wanting to get to know him as a person. And once again, if you see me looking this way, well, shit, my head doesn't. If you see me looking that way, it's because I'm looking at the lyrics of the album. So, oh man. By the way, I'm a self haircutter, so please don't judge. Don't judge anything here, frankly. If you're here, frankly, I don't think you're a judger. That's what I say. And if you are, go somewhere else. There's plenty of stuff to judge. I'm just here to celebrate Joni Mitchell and her music, particularly on this video. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet and you're watching this far, what is wrong with you? Please, subscribe. But I highly doubt you'd be this far. So when she talks about the slings and arrows of outrageous romance, that's straight out of Romeo and Juliet, I believe. She likes to quote Shakespeare a lot, which makes me happy because I love Shakespeare. So let's go to the next song. One of her absolute most beautiful songs, Jericho, referring to the walls of Jericho. She says, "Let these walls come tumbling down." I think somebody said that it somehow she watched it happen one night, and then was inspired by the use of that term, the walls of Jericho, in that movie. By the way, if you've never seen that movie, it's hilarious and beautiful. It's known as like the first like rom-com, I guess, or something like that. I try to keep myself open up to you. That's a promise that I made to love when it was new. Just like Jericho, I said, "Let these walls come tumbling down," I said. I said it like I finally found a way to keep the good feelings alive. I said it like it was something to strive for. So good. I like at the very end of the song. Well, not at the very end. I'll just let it play. I don't want to. And the gift of your extra time. Look at the inside sleeve. Oh, again. Oh no. There he is again. Run! Joni, I'm glad you redid this. Sorry. I love you, girl. Everybody makes mistakes. I don't want to show that. I don't like looks at this. Anyway. I like the colors. Is he here too? No, okay, see, that's just Joni. That's good. See? Pretty. The pretty blue and the... That's okay. We'll keep that. And then just here, just the colors. The album, she should have re-released it like this. Just that. But she chose some... For the re-release, she chose an image that was like from later. I don't know. Here's one thing I don't do, is I don't like to second guess Joni. So she can do what the hell she wants. And I'm cool with it. So, okay, in talking about she could do what she wants, could you imagine the record company when she's like, by the way, one of the songs on this album I'm about to give you is going to take up an entire side of the record, and it's going to be just under 17 minutes long. Thank you, bye. Like, they must be like, what? So, I'm going to get emotional for a second, again, because it's me. Through that group of Joni people, I met a very dear friend named Chris, who, hey Chris, who, in my head, he's like a sibling I wish I always had. Because he's like such a cool guy, you know? But like, in addition to, he's an amazing piano player and guitarist too. But I'm here to talk about the piano part of it because I'm lucky enough to have my friend Lauren, our friend Lauren, lives up in Rochester. Check out Lauren and the Good Souls, by the way, an excellent band who really does great Joni covers. I actually wrote a piece about them on Joni's website if you're ever interested in looking that up. But Lauren was gracious enough to host us at our house for like a bit of a mini gathering of Joni people. and she has a beautiful piano, and Chris played Paprika Plains on the piano for us. And it was spectacular. It was one of the most beautiful things to be able to witness. And now this is the second time now this year I've seen him do it before, but it's like I can see him do it 1,000 times. To be in a small room, they have a music room that's not small, but it's like fairly compact, and the piano's there. To hear the piano that close as it's playing this beautiful suite, and this year Lauren joined in and sang, which was really special too. So it's cool to know musicians. So Paprika Plains is a total masterpiece, opus, right in the middle of the album too. She gives you a 16-minute sort of opus. I would take up half my video listening to it, whatever. But do yourself a favor one day. Get yourself like some old school like canned headphones. Like I think I have them right here. Look, yeah. Like these, okay, and put on Paprika Plains and listen to the whole. Like listen to it and close your eyes, shut the lights off, and just go with it because it's a total masterpiece. It's a commitment. It's like I said, 17 minutes long, but it's really brilliant. Whatever. My thing about Otis and Marlena is I love the musicality of it best, you know. I also like the story it tells too, whatever. But I sort of like the rhythm of the guitar, the way that something about it's just so cool. Anyway. I'm not an expert on this song. It's not one of my absolute favorites. People absolutely adore it, which is fine. I'm not saying it's a bad song, which is not one of my absolute favorites, whatever. However, here now I'm pretty sure Don Elias is the key to this song. This is the 10th World, and Joni was getting into world rhythms, you know, like world meaning other than, I guess, America, you know, and which I really admire because at the time we were told to be, you know, in our own wheelhouses, and Joni was like, no, she's like, I'm going. I mean, it's like it's a beautiful, beautiful array of musicians playing on this, led by Don Elias for sure. Shaka Khan eventually starts singing here. Shaka's on the next song too, Dreamland. So the 10th World goes into Dreamland, and these are both Joni's like sort of musing on like other cultures and things like that, but in such a celebratory, beautiful way. I mean, hello, listen to this. My friend Jahida, who's like my sister now, who I love to death, shout out to my friend Jeremy, who does the Phonogenics Joni podcasts, which are amazing. You have no idea. And that's how I met all these Joni people again, through Jeremy, who I love dearly as a person. But I'm one of it must be on this podcast for Don Juan's Reckless Order that they do, but I believe Jahida says what they say on here, which I think they pretty much just say like dance or something like that. But I don't speak Spanish, but lucky I have a friend and sister who does. So yeah, like how could you not move? I mean, if you can't, you know, I mean, like, if you're able to. Let's just dance for a minute. See? And it doesn't tell you what they're saying here, which I respect. And I'm not going to just pretend like I know what they're saying, because I don't. I want to be in that room with them, hanging out, dancing. So Dreamland is... No Parkers to their names. Black baby's covered in bacon flour. The cook's got a carnival song. I'm gonna lay down someplace shady with dreamland coming on. Dreamland, dreamland. You know, I've never been to like an island properly. I've been to Manhattan, Long Beach Island, but I'm taking my dad to Key West for his birthday this year. Spoiler alert. And I have Dreamland in my head. That's the closest I'm coming. I love this. There's a lot about this song that I really, really love. The deepness of the lyrics. Sorry, she knows who she is. She's paying an ode to her privilege and to colonialism and to all that here, which is pretty amazing. But she's celebrating it too. She's saying like, "Hey, while we're here, we're gonna have a really good time." So on the previous album, Hajira, she has a song called Coyote, and on the recently released Archives, she has an excellent version of Coyote going into Don Juan's Reckless Daughter as if they're like a pair. And when you hear that, it makes perfect sense because they kind of sound like siblings and the themes are the same, okay? So this is the same guy, Sam Shepard, that she's talking about in Coyote. She's talking about in this. But these lyrics, this is one of my favorite Joni songs, okay? Mainly because I have some of it. I am like it's like sort of psychedelic and crazy, which is fine. I love like this whole part where it's almost like a fever dream with this. But he says, "Big bird dragging its tail in the dust, snake kite flying on a string." So these next couple of lines, I mean, I didn't come from open prairie. Giving some wisdom and a lot of jive. Weren't we all, though, you know? Last night, the ghosts of my old ideals ran on Channel 5. So imagine somebody from the hippie generation. That's exactly what she saw. But the split-tongued spirit laughed at me. He said, "Your serpent cannot be denied." Our serpents love the whiskey bars. They love the romance of the crime. But didn't I see a neon sign fester on your hotel blind? This song is so deep and amazing. It's also very long. It goes on a long way, but you want it to go on forever. Which reminds me of this song is on Hajira, where it's almost like absolutely just brilliance after brilliance after brilliance. Against the altitude, you're a coward. Against the flesh, coward. Caught between yes and no, reckless this time on the line. But yes, yes, yes. I don't need to look at the lyrics for that one. That's for my, he knows who he is. Well, he's not watching this. He's too busy being married in Brooklyn. Oh, what'd I say? Paging Dr. Freud. So good. Amazing. All right, let's go to the next song. So Off Night Backstreet, you know, she must have felt like somebody's side piece. And girl, she could write a song. Maybe I'm just kidding myself when I say I love you. I don't know. Loving without trusting, you get frostbite and sunstroke. I wish I felt nothing, you pimp. Laughing and strutting her to my chartered seat. Your old Off Night Backstreet. What? Come on, Joe. Woo. Give it to us. Like that's like the best. I love you, pimp. Get it. Yeah, the vocals are J.D. Souther and Glenn Fry with her here. So Joni's like kind of like an eagle on this song, which I love. Another great line. It's been stinger to stinger, darling. It's been heart to heart. You still keep me from finishing any new love I start. Now, in the lyrics, she says, any new love I try to start. Interesting. Now, she's moving with you. She's keeping your house neat and your sheets sweet. And I'm your old night. See, I don't like Joni in the role of, like, the other woman, whatever. But Some of us have been there inadvertently. Just a kid. Hypothetically speaking, I'm just saying. Not now, I'm just saying in the past. In case you're keeping score out there. There are some lines you put there and some you erase. I mean, come on. I don't care. It's home. It can be heaven when we pay for. But these sentimental journeys late at night, high in some back room, you're calling me to be your off-night back street. You give me such pleasure. You bring me such pain. Who left their long black hair in our bathtub dream? Because, you know, she's a blonde. So, the next song, speaking of, what an absolutely gorgeous song. Now, from my recollection, this is a song that is a traditional classic folk song, maybe, or something that she's ripped on, or she rewrote it. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, please, because this song is so beautiful, though. Speaking of my friend Lauren, I recently heard her live, and she sang this, and her guitar player played a 12-string with this. Oh, God, the chills even thinking about it. Peaceful waters flow, peaceful waters flow. Come all you fair and tender schoolgirls, take warning now when you court young men. They are like the stars on a summer morning. They sparkle up the night, then they're gone again. Daybreak gone again. Oof. And this is the end of the album too, so she's like so deep. This is an absolute treasure, this album. I think if I'm being honest, the only song I don't understand why I never latched onto is Otis and Marlena. Besides, I live for every song on this album. It's absolutely brilliant. Again, I'm really glad that she changed the album cover because it gets rid of any mishigas surrounding it because it's so brilliant, it doesn't deserve any distractions. So she did a good job. Now, if I'd only seen through the silky veils of ardor what a killing crime this love can be, I'd have locked up my heart in a golden sheath of armor and kept its crazy beating under strictest secrecy, high security. I mean, me too, girl.
If I'd only seen through the silky veils of ardor, what a killing crime this love can be.
You know, if you're not in touch with your emotions, they're just going to eat you alive, so I'll let it out.
In a golden sheet.
Plus, Joni's songs are keys to unlocking emotions. That's the whole point of listening to her, as far as I'm concerned. At least for me. And I'm frankly thankful. I wish I had the wings of Noah's pretty little white dove. I'd fly this raging river to reach the one I love. But I have no wings and the water is so wide. We'll have to row a little harder. It's just in dreams we fly. In my dreams we fly. Ooh. Joni, on that note, I want to thank you all for being with me this far and for going on Joni journey with me. That worked out good, Joni journey. Thank you all. Lots of love, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.